All right, good morning. Welcome to the London session. It's Thursday, the 3rd as the 2nd of June 2022. And all right, let's see what the market is up to. A quick announcement before I continue. Just so you know, next week I am on a break. For those of you on YouTube, I am taking a 1 week break from everything. All right, so I will not be available going into next week. So next week, don't expect any live session from me. My private group is also included, so I'm taking the entire week off from the market, right, to go back and recover and also, just relax, because I have been going at it for almost a year without any rest, right? So it's due for me to. I was actually planning to take a month off, but the month that I intended to take off to go back and recover. The month I intended to take off, I basically can't go to where I want to go. I was actually planning to take a month that I intended. Give me 1 second, guys. The month I intended to take off, um, all right, sorry for that. I had a king come in to disturb. Um, so what I was saying was I wanted to take a month off, but if I had taken a month off, I was going to travel, and since I cannot travel, I have to stay home. So I was just taking 1 week off. All right. So next week, don't expect any session from myself. So dollar index, yesterday we had a massive run, and I think this might have caught a lot of people off guard in terms of what they were expecting in the dollar index, and of course on the foreign currencies, right? And I think we had our live session here, right? And I told my live session members that from the way the market is looking, right? If I was moving the market, what I would do is basically send it out for this equal high. And why would I do that? Is because everybody on the planet is looking to buy the foreign currencies, and the reason why is because it's been moving up recently. So it would make sense that everybody will be looking for a buy on the foreign currency. So if I was doing the market, or if I was moving the market, I would take it all the way up above this equal high, and then send it back down to this candle's high. Okay, so that will put a lot of people off in buying, and then I'll send it back down. So because of NFP tomorrow, I'm actually not doing anything. The only thing that I have a trade on right now is oil. Okay, and I'll show you when I get on there and what I'm expecting. But apart from that, I'm on the sidelines. I have closed all my trades. All the trades that I had is all closed, so I'm gonna wait until after the NFP tomorrow, and then I'll see what price will give me. So it's up to you if you want to trade today. I know most of you might have be, or most of you will be in a buy on the foreign currencies by now, and that's fine. I just don't want to take that risk. Okay, so I'm on the sidelines, but I think price came back into premium relative to this range here, right? So not this high, this high, that's a previous week high, that's this low, and we've come into premium. So I think, again, this is one of those statements. If I was doing the market right now, I will send it back down again. And why will I send it back down? It's because this move here might have caused a lot of people to think we are going up, and then I'll send it down, right? I know it sounds a bit off, but the game, the nature of the game of the market is to put a lot of people on the wrong side of the market, whilst who is making the market profit from it, right? So if I want to profit from the traders on this today, then most people after this drop obviously will expect price to continue to go lower. So what I'll do is I'll send it right back up again. Okay, and that could be what it's doing right now. And unless you are a lower time, you find it hard to be in a trade right now, unless you just decided to jump in because it's going up, because there has been no, in terms of technicals, right? Like I said, unless you're trading maybe the 5 minutes chart, and then you might have seen a break in market structure and taking that trade, you not probably be in this trade. Okay, and then unless you are the type that chases price, then obviously you might be buying it somewhere in here. Okay, but most people will be looking to sell short, so I will look to send it back up again. All right, I know it sounds it sounds cruel, it sounds weird, but it is what it is. Okay, so I'm looking for higher prices basically and lower prices on the dollar index. So my target on dollar index is here. Now this week is sorry, not this week, today is actually yesterday was the first day of June, today is the second day of June. We probably put it in the high of the month, or we are given the manipulation for the month. So when the month open, first week usually you don't want to do much, right, because there's going to be manipulation. So this, I'm looking at it as manipulation for the month of June. So it can go up one more time, right? I'm not convinced yet in terms of what I want to do with it. That's why I want to wait after the NFP, because NFP will give me more information as to whether this is the high of the month. Because if we take out this low, then I know where we're going. We're going to be dropping somewhere down here, right? It gives me room, right, to operate to the downside. But now, because I don't have any conviction yet that this is the high of the month or manipulation for the month and we are going to continue, and we have high impact news coming on Friday, I would rather wait, right? So I'll do nothing until Friday on this currency. I don't know what they're going to do today. Like I said, if I was doing it, I'll send it back down, but I'm not the one doing it, so I don't know what they're going to do with price right now. I do have ideas, but those ideas are not equal to something that I'm gonna risk money on. Okay, so the idea that I have is that we are trading back inside this last up candle prior to this move down, and we are back above it. Okay, so are they going to reaccumulate longs in here, or is it the previous week range retracement and it goes down. Those are the ideas I have in mind. So if they do go below this last up candle, then I think they might come down here again. Like I said, these are all just ideas. It's not something I'm gonna sit there and trade on it. All right, so that will give you foreign currencies on euro to operate in the same dimension, right? Are they going to sell this bearish order block, or are they going to run back above it because we've taken out the previous low here and hit this high as a breaker? We get to see. At least if they go right back up above, if they go back and close above yesterday's high, then that will mean something going forward. Then you can see I have an objective, up here. So it will require data, right? So I want to see them close above yesterday's high, okay? And once I see that, then I know this is going to be an auto block, and then I'll be aiming for that. All right, so wait patiently and let's see. Same thing applies to British pound. Okay, is this manipulation for the month? Wait patiently and let's see. You don't have to be in this move. All right, you don't you don't necessarily have to be in this move. Wait for it to confirm, because it can just reject and go down again. Right? If you're in it, bless you. Okay, but if you're not, then wait, because anything can happen and it can come back down again. Overall, I'm bullish. Okay, so you know I'm bullish. I'm looking for price to trade up here, but it's in a retracement that requires confirmation for the continuation to the upside. For me, all right, I don't know for you, but for me, that's the business right now. So I have to wait till price goes above the high, and then I'll be interested in price action again. For now, I'm just gonna wait. All right. New Zealand, same thing. So the same story everywhere. Aussie, same thing. Now Aussie, this morning I woke up quite early, and this is the level I initially wanted to see the reversal happen. Okay, so when it was dropping, I was convinced we were gonna drop down here before this move that you're seeing happens, but it happens that they went only for this low and then it's rejected. It has left an imbalance in here and it's trying to take out this short-term high. If it does it, maybe it will resume going up again. So wait for this high to be taken out, and then you can use that auto block there. Again, it's not high probability. Okay, I'm not guaranteeing anything. I'm just showing you that normal price action, this is what it should do, but it doesn't equate to it's going to do it because of the profile that we have for this week. This week is a NFP week, right? And I look at that as manipulation week because it's the first week of the month. All right, so you know, I'll leave that to you. If you want to take this one, that's entirely up to you. Okay, but overall I think we'll be attacking this equal high. Okay, it's a 2 days, this day and that day, equal high. So that's what I'm looking at, and we will see if that will be the case. dollar CAD, I did get my objective. This was one of the trades that I closed yesterday. I took a sell up in here and then it hit my objective, which I think I shared with everyone, including was it including you guys? No, I didn't share it in the general chat, so the YouTube members did not see that, but I shared with the community on that day that we were going to trade down to this down candle, right? So I have been selling short, and my final sell was yesterday here, and price delivered that. So I'm currently out on this trade, and for now I'm just gonna wait and see what price is gonna do. So I'm just observing. Okay, I'm currently observing price action to see, does it want to go up, is it accumulating, you know, all sort of things to weigh out. So, you know, just sit on your hands and wait, because we have reached a higher time frame level, which is this down candle here. Again, you know, I do have ideas that I'm thinking about, which is everybody will be looking to do what? Buy, because it's been dropping for a while. So everyone will be like, okay, let's see if I can buy it, and then they get slapped. Let's see if I can buy it. So if I was moving the market, I'll send it one more time down and then send it up. Okay, so I'll make one more run down, kill everyone that is trying to be the first in the market, and then aggressively run it up again. Right? Sometimes you have to think this way so that you can have that kind of market maker mindset. Okay, because if you have a market maker mindset, then you will have a rough idea what the market is going to do. All right, and just put your shoes in someone that is trying to kind of make the majority of the people believe in something and then do the opposite. Okay, that's how the market makers do their business. All right, they move price in a way that makes you think it's going up, and then they send it down, or they move it in a way that is going down, and then they send it up. All right, so if I was doing this, I'll send it one more time down, take out this low, and then aggressively send it back up again. But I'm not the one doing it, so you know, unfortunately I can't. I have to wait for what they're gonna do. So dollar CAD, I'm currently waiting. Euro pound, I did get what I was feeling come through. I don't know if I said it with you guys, but I'm gonna turn this fair value gap on, and I gave you what I felt like they were going to do in here, and I think I said it on Tuesday, but Tuesday we only had a few minutes of the session, and then YouTube members couldn't have access anymore. But our live session members know, or private group, they know what I was expecting in here, right? That we're gonna reject that and trade to that one, and then that's what they did. So now we have like clean lows down here. Okay, we have clean lows down here, so I feel like they're gonna send it down here. That's what I'm feeling. And sometimes, it might sound a little bit weird that I say that's what I'm feeling. It's like I can sense something, right? That's how much I've absorbed in terms of price action. So when something might happen, I feel that not all the time I'm not 100% right with the feeling, but most of the time my feelings are like, okay, I think my feelings was right. Okay, and that's a level you will get to when you internalize a lot of price action. Okay, when you've absorbed a lot of screen time and you've seen the pattern that you trade, or not even the pattern that you trade, you just have a feel for the market, what the market is going to do. All right, and that same feeling is what I think I used to call the Bitcoin up the last time. It wasn't based on price action, because price action didn't have anything, but it was just based on feeling, and Bitcoin went parabolic. So that's the same feel I'm feeling now. It looks to me that they will attack these equal lows. Let me take off some of these lines. Okay, these equal lows, I feel like that's what price is gonna drive to. So I don't have any position on it. I think maybe after this candle closes, maybe we are still in London session, so maybe I might fancy a demo trade, not a real trade, a demo trade to send us below that low. And if you do fancy the same thing, you can go for it. All right, gold. So gold, I am watching how we're gonna trade inside this order block here. Right, that last up candle prior to this move down, we've come back into that. So I'm watching how price is gonna trade in there. Yesterday I did manage to get some shorts on the lower time frame in here, and you can see short-lived. It didn't do much in terms of movement. I'll show you where I got in. It was a decent trade, but I was aiming for these equal lows. So price hit the imbalance there, broke down, pulled back. So I sold short, and I wanted to take partial at the H4 order block high, which is this one, and price didn't get there. So I ended up, it came back to stop me out, to be honest, because that was my first TP, and I was considering these lows as second TP, right? And you know, being profitable, and then it came back, boom, and I was out. So I'm watching what they're gonna do inside this last up candle, right, in that area. Are they going to break down and continue going lower, because that's what I think price is trying to do, or are they going to go above this and then go higher? It's all a matter of patience. So today is going to be a day that one has to kind of sit on the hands and wait on most of the pairs, not all of them, most of them. You just have to sit on your hands and wait till price gives you enough information. So that's what I'm currently doing on most of the pairs, right? The only one that I said I have a trade in is oil. Okay, let's go to oil. I'll show you the trade that I took. So yesterday we had a massive drop, and then price went up yesterday. So this is where I got in. Let's go to the 15 minutes. All right, so this high to this low, took out that low, took out that low. Those were swing lows. So because we are coming from up here, which is a bearish order block up here, I viewed that as a breaking market structure, and therefore that was a pullback. So this being a pullback on the lower time frame, it gave this drop, breaking market structure. last up candle. Small little imbalance there. So I saw short, and I literally watched it from here, and then right there, I went, okay, so if this is going to be a good trade, then they should run down quickly below this low, right? And that should then confirm that this whole move, it's manipulation, and it's going to continue going down. And then lo and behold, they did that, and as soon as they did it, this was going to follow retracement, and then I stopped looking from here, right? And I went to bed, I think 9:30. So I didn't see none of this. I woke up to it, and I haven't taken partial. That's the thing. My draw on liquidity is down here, right? All these lows. That's where my draw on liquidity is. So I've actually pushed my stop loss to break even here, and if I'm giving it up to this candle's low, this candle's low, right? If it's gonna retrace, that's how far I'm willing to give away. I don't think it should, but if it's going to, that's how far I'm willing to give away. And if they breach that, I am going to close the trade. Now, why do I think that this should continue going down? Because I see a market maker sell model, right? So this being the initial consolidation, I want to see the initial consolidation wiped out. That is why I'm still in the trade, right? But I can be wrong, or I could be wrong, and it might not happen, and this might be OTE relative to previous week's range. Right, and then it just explodes to the upside. So I'm waiting. I want to see how they're gonna trade in here. All right. Okay, so that is crude oil for you. Let's go and look at the other pairs. We have, let me hide these things. This pair here, initially this week I got it wrong, and I ended up getting it right, even though I did not participate in any trade on that. I got it wrong here, looking for a sell to go down, and it showed me that it wanted to come for this equal high. So I didn't take any trade, I just paper traded it. So I did some longs down here, with time of the day New York session, right? Aiming for that. All right, so I think it's gonna run that today, but after it runs that high, it's going to be interesting what price will do after. Okay, so I'm watching this high to see, does it go up there and then reverse? Because when the market opened, we had no retracement whatsoever. Okay, there's no retracement whatsoever. We opened and then straight away went up. Sometimes that's a red flag, and if it's a red flag, reversals are Thursdays and Fridays. Thursdays or Fridays. So we could probably reject that high in New York session, especially after this is all hindsight, Okay, I only saw it here as a market maker. So this is when I saw that they're gonna go for this high. So if you look, right, we've had consolidation here, one accumulation, two accumulation, and then third one, right? So we could see a run above that high, something like this, maybe back to this, and then go higher, or a run below this low. The other one is this high here, because that's the main high. It could run this one and give us the rejection, or it could run that. Now, which one do I prefer? I think if it goes for this one, it'll be better. Okay, this one, because that will give us a bigger range to play with when it does give us the reversal. All right, so I'm looking for a run above this high today, and then how we trade above it, you know, it's yet to be known. Aussie yen, I think that is also going to attack this high here, and then how we trade above that, that's also going to be, I'm looking at this to determine that. Okay, so Aussie yen, watch this high and see. Now these are not usually pairs that I trade, right? Someone brought my attention to it back down here, and it caught my interest, but it did completely the opposite of what I was expecting. So I decided to leave it here and then just monitor it. Give me 1 second, let me go and check what the dollar is doing. Okay, euro pound, the H4 did manage to close. You go to the 1 hour time frame. Yeah, not yet. We have this massive candle here. That's the candle I'm watching. I want to see them close below that. So I'm gonna go back and wait. All right, another trade. You can also look at the New Zealand yen, by the way. We have this imbalance in here. Now, yesterday I was trying to figure out what did I miss on this. Okay, what did I miss on the Aussie yen that made price go all the way up like that? And I couldn't find nothing. It didn't make sense to me why price did what it did. Okay, so it left me scratching my head trying to figure out, okay, so if price was indeed gonna go down, then we are in premium, therefore we should see some form of rejection, but it's still strong. So the only thing that it might do is just run this high. Okay, and then after that high is run, this high, this low, that high, we probably could see it reject after taking out this high. All right, that's the only thing that, you know, I could come to a conclusion with, because everything else didn't make sense to me. Why, after dropping that hard, pulling back, why it did not come for this low, I have no idea. Okay, I have no idea. Plus, on the higher time frame, we didn't actually trade to like this high. We didn't trade to basically equilibrium. Actually, we did. My bad. We did trade to equilibrium, but we didn't trade to like 618, which is the discount levels, and then price just decided to run up. So I'm gonna wait patiently and see, because I was not comfortable taking the longs in here because of this range. I was not comfortable. If you check the 3 months AJ, yes, I've checked the 3 months, right? But the near the near term, right? 3 months, I know we closed bullish. Okay, that's for sure. But we don't trade at 3 months, right? And the 3 months that we took out this high at the beginning of the quarter before rejecting. So by default, we should see some measure of, especially with the price closing back in, right? We should see some measure of movement to discount, right? Maybe back to this old high. Okay, so I'm not arguing that we are bullish. No, I know that the high time frame is bullish, but for the near term, because we had swing high, right? So this move to me was the retracement, maybe to take out this high, hit that, and then zoom lower to come back down, and then pick up more orders to continue going up. That was my thought process. Okay, but I think I have myself to blame because I did not look at the the futures, because another thing that I did is obviously looking at the futures. If I look at the futures on the yen, it basically gave a clue on the 30th of May. So on the 30th of May, which was here, that day, it gave a clue that the yen was bearish, that it was going to drop. Here, it gave a clue that the yen was bearish, it was going to drop, right? So I should have, again, this is why I think I don't know where I mentioned this, but I don't like taking trades that someone someone will recommend that, can you look at this for me, because I do like a very thorough analysis over every pair that hang on, let me shut this thing down. Bear with me as I shut this Telegram. Actually, I can't shut it down, can I? Because I will not be able to see your questions. I'll look at it on my phone. Because this person is gonna just bombard me with a lot of messages. Okay. I was saying that I have myself to blame because when I'm taking any trade or when I'm giving any sort of analysis from my side, I spend hours, right? I spend hours just to get a feel for what the market is doing. I just don't look at it with you guys over here and then straight away give you what I think price is doing. Like for example, today I woke up I went to bed early and I woke up 3 a.m. and I've been in front of the screen till now, right? So that's the amount of time I invest in front of the screen. And when I'm doing that, I'm looking at the pairs that I trade, the pairs that I look at. So I do know most of the time what my pairs are going to do. But the moment like these ones, because I don't spend time on them, on a go, I will give you what I'm seeing, but maybe there will be other factors that I should have looked, but because it's not a pair that I trade, I haven't done that analysis, so I cannot go in and look at those things that I use to give long-term buyers during the live sessions, right? Yeah, let me bear with me 1 second. I have an invested. I have interest in this pair going down. I have interest in Europe, New Zealand going down. Actually missed an entry right there. So we made a high, broke down, pull back. I'm looking for this low as the draw on liquidity. So I'm looking at that as the draw on liquidity for now. It's entirely up to you. Give me 1 second. Let me, because this guy keeps messaging me.
Hey Dave, what are you doing?
I'm teaching.
You're teaching?
Yes. There you go. The king came in with his iPad. I'm looking for a price to run this low, and then maybe this low as well. Okay. So yeah, I'll once this trade is done, once they go for this high, that's me done. I'm gonna take it off and then don't look at it again. These are the ones that I invest a lot of time doing my analysis on, so I know most of the time what it's going to do. Right, these ones I don't invest much time on them anymore. All right, sorry for that. My son, he likes to worry me all the time. But once they go for this high, which I think it might happen this afternoon, but be careful, because when price goes above it, today is Thursday, right? And I mentioned that because price opened from Monday and then just went up, usually it sets the stage for a Thursday decline. Okay, it set the stage for a Thursday decline. And there we go again on the other screen. Let me turn it off over there as well. Right, and to show you what I'm talking about, right? This is an example, okay? Let me zoom in here. So Monday we start, and then boom, we just start dropping. Okay, and then it sets the stage for a Thursday reversal. Let me see if I can find another one. I think we have one here. Right, Monday we start. There's no movement to the downside, and price starts moving up. The decline started on Wednesday, right, and then it rejected. See if I can find another one. This one as well. We start and then price goes up. Okay, whenever you see that, when the market open and it just goes one way, just be mindful, because we could see some measure of decline. So be mindful on this one going into the New York session, because what I'm seeing is that they might do something like this, and then when the market is dropping on these kind of pairs, right, it goes crazy. Yen, right, I'm not saying it's gonna drop like that, but if it does run that high, you could see some measurable decline. All right, so that's the business. Euro New Zealand, yes, I think it's gonna attack this low. That's last week's low, this low here. Okay, so if I zoom in, I think it's gonna go and attack that low, because they put in a high on yesterday, so market went Monday. It's the same thing that I was just talking about, right? We open Monday, and then price goes up Tuesday, price goes up Wednesday, and then boom, rejection. Thursday starts pulling back up into the range, and then another rejection again. So it looks to me that they might send it lower too. For now, I'm looking at this because it's a market maker sell model, so I'm looking at this one, and it can expand and take out this one and that, okay, which is that previous week low. But this morning, my main focus, which is what I missed, so this was the trade that I was anticipating to take. This imbalance, let me see, fib should be 50% and above. Yeah, so that was the trade I was looking to take right here, and then expect price should take out this low and then go for that. But I did take it yesterday, all right, and I did have my stop loss at break even. I took it right here with that pullback. So London session, let me turn on my entry time so you can see it. So London session, that's when I look to take my trades. Okay, so which indicator is that? Which one? Which one are you talking about? In the meantime, let's go and check. Which one? Oh, it's not. It's the sessions. It's sessions. I've just I've played around with the settings to have what you see, but it's just sessions, right? And I've set the times that I want to be taking my trades, and I think you all know that between 7 and 9, 7:30 and 9, or 7 and 9, that's where I want to take my trade entry. So most of the time, that's usually where I want to enter trades. Yes. Let's have a look at New Zealand cat. Oops. NZD cat. Okay, let's see what we have. It looks like we have a market maker sell model. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. We do. Let me zoom in on this one. Last run up, breakdown, pull back breaker, move down. So this whole move down, distribution should happen in here, and it did once. Come below that, consolidation in here, first level of accumulation. So let's see if this is OTE. It didn't get to OTE, so I think it might come back down again for these lows, or that one. I use the down candles, right? I think it might come for that. 1 hour looks cleaner. Okay, let's look 1 hour. Yeah, I like the 4 hour. 4 hour looks cleaner to me. It's just a matter of eyes. 4 hour looks cleaner to me. 1 hour's got too many variables. Right, let me put it on the. Let me put it on this one. Maybe the 1 hour makes sense to me. So we accumulate in here, reverse, distribute in here. I think for us to cut it, the 1 hour is not cutting it for me, but we should stay in here. So on the daily time frame, let's go to the H4 again. We have this. So on the 1 hour, we have that, and Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, drop down to the 15. Okay, so it didn't touch the optimal trade entry. If it did touch the optimal trade entry, then I would say be careful with price action in here. Okay, if it did touch the optimal trade entry, then I would say be careful with price action in there. As a matter of fact, let me go back to the one I use this low. That's where price moved. See, this is what I was talking about, right? I need to check the CAD with the New Zealand. Okay, let's look at card and New Zealand. Okay, so when I've gone through other stuff behind the scene, and they are both kind of doing the same thing roughly. So current price action is moving down, so I would probably use this as a bearish order block and then sell short to attack this low. And if we do go above it, I will then go for that because it might look like OTE. We've not taken out any short-term low on the daily time frame, so I'll look at 1, 2, 3. If we go above this high on a daily basis, if we close above it on a daily basis, which is this high here. Okay, if we go above it on a daily basis, then I will anticipate price running back above that high. But as it is now, I will have to take a risk and sell short. So I'll take a risk here, sell short, anticipate price coming into this imbalance. And you can narrow it down into the lower time frame with time of the day, and then obviously apply what you know. So we are currently 10:30, so London is done, so we'll have to wait till New York session. So maybe during the New York session, you can see, does it give you a breaking market structure? I think I'll go on to the 5. So New York session, does it give you a breaking market structure? And the level to anticipate to be mean threshold of the last movement, all these up candles. So the mean threshold, so roughly there where the imbalance is, I'll see, does it hit that and give me something like this, then I can lower my risk. Right, probably just above that small imbalance there, and then anticipate that move to the downside, taking partial below previous day's low. Okay, all right, let's take this one off. Let's remove this and go back. Look at my oil. My oil is not doing bad. Euro pound, we're still hanging around. Dollar index, that one is still hanging around. We have NFP tomorrow, so I'm not gonna jump into anything on these pairs for today. That one is yet to take out that high. I think New York session will be a better time, and once they go for it, I'll see what it will do after going for that high.
Whoops.
Shut the door. Anyway, that's my son for you. He likes to barge in whenever he wants. Any other questions so far, guys?
A baby bird.
Any other question? I haven't checked you guys. My bad. I'm always looking at YouTube. Okay, there's no question from you guys, so that's cool. Dollar CAD, right? This imbalance is something to keep an eye on, because I felt like price was gonna go and attack this equal high. I keep saying that feeling. This one here, that's what I felt like price was going to attack from this imbalance. All right. Do you look at fundamentals? I do look at the commitment of traders report. I look at the COT. That's the only thing I do, and I couple that with seasonal tendency and high time frame. So, if you're looking at what I do, it's high time frame, seasonal tendency with commitment of traders report, and then just normal price action, looking at what the algos are gonna do. Watch this imbalance in here. I think it can write this equal high. Okay, so watch that. Let's look at it on the 5-minute chart. Okay, I was actually backtesting market maker buy and sell models overnight when I woke up like 2 a.m. and I sat in front of the screen. So I'm gonna give you a hint. Okay, and I think I've already done it. It's basically, if you have a trend, right, this trend here, nothing in here, you can look at some, let's say some sort of PD array up here, but move from that or take that away from a moment, right? And then just look at this trend. Okay, the moment you get this movement, okay, the moment you get that movement, you want to start looking and see now what was here that caused that. Okay, I don't want you to look here first, okay, because if you look there first, you have all kinds of levels, right? So you're watching price is going up, and then all of a sudden you see something like this, right? Once you see that, then go and look over there. What was here that caused it? So if this is a whatever time frame it is, go to a higher time frame. So if this is a, say, 1 hour time frame, go to the daily. If this is a H4, check the daily / weekly. Okay, if it's a 1 hour, check the 4 hour / daily, right? And then see what caused that movement to the downside. If there is a weekly level up here, then you could potentially be seeing a continuation to the downside to come to OTE. So you can start looking for price to come to OTE. And if you are good with your analysis and you can see that this is a pullback, okay, maybe price did an impulse leg down, right, and this was a pullback, so then you can anticipate price going back for this low. Okay, but the main thing I want to show you is this one here. As you're watching it go up, right, once you see that, that's the signature you want to, put you in front of the screen to see what should price do next. All right, and that's basically what I did with oil. Okay, so I was watching oil, and then boom, price dropped like that. Okay, in this trend. Okay, notice that this was going up, and then all of a sudden, boom, drop. So I was like, okay, I know what caused it, but I'm just showing you. It's an imbalance over here inside this daily level. Okay, so immediately I said, okay, that looks like they want to send it down, so pull back, sell short. That's it. Okay, I think that same thing I'm trying to show you over here on the lower time frame. Okay, we had, let me zoom in, that high time frame level being there, and then price shot up like this. I think you see it better on the 15 minutes, like that. Okay, quickly away from something. Straight away you come to the pair, and then you look what caused it. That level, high time frame level that I showed you earlier. Okay, so what's going to happen? Break structure, you look, we have some nice equal highs in here, and it looks like it's what, a trend change. So I'm not saying it's going to do it, don't get me wrong, okay, but it could be a change that can cause price to come a little bit higher, right? But NFP, because of NFP, I'm not going to put too much emphasis on it that price is going to do that. If we didn't have NFP, then I'll be all over that bad boy. Let's go back to here and show you that one. So same thing applied to what I saw yesterday, but the narrative was over here. Let's go to the H4. We had up, 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 and then down. So you have up, 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 and then down. Okay, so where did it start from? Here. So from here, break down, where does it look like it's gonna go? Down here. but this is also a mini one. It's a small one inside the big one. So this also went up on the, put it on the 15 minutes time frame. It went up, and then down, pull back, these lows. All right. Is that the same? No, with AJ, no. That's why I said it didn't confirm. It didn't confirm that to me. The way I look at it, right? This doesn't justify that. We don't drop down like this, and then no, I don't see that, right? If it was like that, this is how I want it to be, then I would say yes. But with this drop and price staying in here like that, no, I don't see it that way. It generally doesn't do it this way, right? If you study market maker buy and sell models in depth, right, then you will see that the smart money reversal, it's more or less going to be this, I won't say the same, but the pattern will be roughly the same. It's going to hit a higher time frame level, and it's going to break market structure down here for you to get some kind of low risk entry, which it didn't do it down here, right? Not on this time frame. So I have I've tried it so hard to find the logic for why price went up, and I couldn't find it. I'm going to check it. Is it doing that? For the first time, a trade that is doing something that I'm struggling, I'm scratching my head to see the logic behind why it's doing what it's doing. Most of the time, I do have an idea. I wouldn't have complete understanding, but I have the logic why it did what it did. But with this, it's like, okay, I don't know why you went up. I spent so much time on it yesterday trying to figure it out, but it didn't give me the logic. On the lower time frame, yes, for lower time frame, it will give you reasons. Let me see if I can find one. Right, so this is what threw me off, right? We had price going up from here, okay? And this is what threw me off in terms of what Aussie yen is doing. We made an impulse leg, okay? So whenever we make an impulse leg, and the reason why it's an impulse leg is because we dropped, okay? So that's an impulse leg. So whenever we make an impulse leg, I see the pullback as what? Setting up a market maker sell model. Maybe that will help some of you understand a little bit about price. Price making this impulse leg, I see this as a pullback. So this is a market maker sell model to me. That's how I interpret the market maker buy and sell model. I see pullbacks depending on the direction. As if it's going down, I see the pullback as a sell model, and if it's going up, I see the pullback as a buy model. So this drop and that rally, this is setting up a sell model, right? So the moment we had price breakdown, okay, now this has shown willingness that they are going to go and continue with the trend down here, okay? So pulling back after breaking down, this is a pullback to continue with price to go down here. So the fact that it didn't do it, right, spent a lot of time in here and it just flew. The fact that I didn't do it makes me wonder why I didn't do it. Right, that's why I said I've tried so hard to find the logic why price moved and I still can't find it. So, and sometimes, you know, you don't have to beat yourself about it. If you can't see it, just forget about it. And that's what I did. I just left it and I didn't touch it. I want to see what it's gonna do so that I can learn from it. Okay, and those are that's something you can do as well. Like if you don't understand what it's doing, just leave it alone and come back later to it. Later, maybe it will make sense to you, and then you learn something new. Because if this goes up, takes out this high, and then comes back down and go up, then I know this was what? This range, discount, breaking structure, and then it continue going up. But I cannot tell now. So because I cannot tell now, I don't have to force myself taking a trade on it. Alright? So I'll let it be. And then I'll come back to it later. Whatever I present, I'll learn from it. And then in future, if I see that same thing happening, then I know what to do. Alright, let's check. I think Aussie did run that buy side liquidity here. What you're doing, you're stuck. Dollar CAD, if not because of this order block here, a break above this high, that should be a nice buy. Alright guys, it's gone past 10:30, so I have to shift. I have to shift. For those of you on YouTube, like I said, I will not be seeing you next week because next week I am taking some time off for our private group. I'll see you in the afternoon and tomorrow, and then I'll see you the 3rd week of June. All right, so enjoy the rest of your day. If you don't have any question, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you when I see you. I wish it was that long. A week is not long. I need about a month. A month is long enough. All right, guys. Take care. Peace. Enjoy.